The next one is osmosis, which is occur through semi-permeable membrane. In this picture, I'm showing you membrane, like we learned about plasma membrane in the previous lecture. Water molecules can actually move past the plasma membrane because it contains tiny pores in that allows the water molecules to move past from outside to inside or from the cells to the cells. And osmosis is just the diffusion of water molecules through the semi-permeable membrane. In this picture, as I show you, water is small enough and it has the chemical properties that allow itself to move through the biological membrane. However, some other molecules is probably require some other helper to move it across the membrane, but water it definitely be able to move across the membrane. So the concept of osmosis is the water can move through the membrane. We call it semi-permeable. Semi-permeable means it's passed through. Semi means sometimes depends on who want to move. It can allow water to move, but it may not allow other chemicals to move. That means semi-permeable. And the direction of the water movement is from higher concentration of water to lower concentration of water. We will learn about how that happens in the next following slides. And the movement will stop when water concentration is equal between the two sides of the membrane. And this process occurs by itself. We call this process is the passive process. If you heard about the thermodynamics, this means it's spontaneous. It can do by itself, like water can fall from the higher position to the lower position. This is the same thing. Here I have a picture of a beaker with a special glassware that has more like a tube at the top and more like a flask with an open bottom in the bottom. And if you submerge this thing with the water, a lot of water right here, and cover this with semi-permeable membrane and put it in the water. Actually, inside the tube, you have 10% sugar. Can you guess how the water move inside the tube or outside the tube? Which direction has more water concentration? I let you think 3 seconds. 1, 2, and 3. All right, I will give you an answer. So here in pure water, you don't have anything else. And inside the tube, you have 90% water and you have 10% sugar. Comparing between 90% water and 100% water. So in the beaker, you have higher concentration of water. So water moves from 100% water in the beaker into 90% water in the tube. So the water moves into the tube and make this fluid rising. All right. So on the next one, we will learn about osmotic pressure. I told you that water can move, right? Osmotic pressure is just the pressure that stops the movement. You can push the water and just enough for the water not to move. That is the meaning of osmotic pressure, and it is related to the amount of solute in the solvent. And difference in osmotic pressure is isolated solution separated by semi-permeable membrane, which is osmosis. All right, we will see you again in the very difficult topics next, which is water potential. Thank you.